This is the third time this ice cream van has come round. Hey, it's me, Joe, from Joe's Sleep and Slim Down Journey, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here. Literally. In fact, I'm literally bouncing off the walls, well, as much as one can at 24 stone. Yes, you heard that correctly. I am 24 stone, or I was on Friday. Sadly, I was suffering a flare up when I did my week 2 video. So I had lost 6.7 kilo, but I incorrectly calculated that to be 13.5 pounds. In fact, it's actually 15 pounds. So I've lost 1 stone and 1 pound already. And in a couple of days' time, I'm going to show you what my week 3 results are. Anyway, today I was hoping to be joined by Des, but sadly they're down with the flu and they're bedridden, so we're sending our love and virtual chicken soup to you, Des. Apologies, that's the Auntie Joe in me. Speaking of being bedridden, today we're diving into the cosy world of sleep. Des and I have chatted about this endlessly, and I hope I can do justice to the topic going solo. So, when it comes to weight management and overall well-being, we often zero in on diet and exercise, but sleep, this is the unsung hero. As you might know, I was recently diagnosed with severe sleep apnea, and that meant that I was stopping breathing 85 times an hour. No wonder I felt like one of the walking dead. I'd nod off mid-text, I'd nod off mid-meal prep, I'd nod off mid-anything. The sleep, I was so exhausted throughout the day that I'd fall asleep anywhere and at any time. In fact, one time I woke up, I was literally halfway up the stairs. I was climbing using my hands and knees, and I must have woken up like this. Jeez. Anyway, I don't know if I've ever rolled onto the cat before during my sleep, but Miss Mary, she no longer joins me at bedtime. And she is still suffering from anxiety, bless her. I hope now I've got my CPAP machine and I'm sleeping better. The cat's anxiety improves now she knows she's safe from Zombie Joe. I want you to think of sleep as your body's nightly reboot. It's not just downtime, it's when your body repairs tissue. It balances its hormones and it resets its metabolism. If you skimp on sleep, you're inviting rapid weight gain, you're inviting insulin resistance, and you're inviting mood swings to the party. No one wants to go to that party, am I right? Before we delve into the science, let me take you back to a childhood memory of mine. So I used to be absolutely terrified of The Incredible Hulk 1980s TV series. You know the one with David Banner, not Bruce Banner? And it wasn't the Hulk himself that actually terrified me. It was the transformation part. You know the bit where David would be there and then suddenly be getting angry and then he'd hold his head and then he'd sweat and then it I don't know what else he did at that point because I was hiding behind the sofa. Anyway, I would only peek out once he turned into, the Lutherino with his green body paint. I wasn't scared of that Hulk. In fact, I vividly remember an episode where the Hulk flipped over a burning car to rescue the occupants. But once he reverts back to David Banner, he was left in his shredded clothes and he was left utterly, utterly exhausted. So what's happening there? Well, that's adrenaline in action. In real life, when we face stress, our adrenal glands release adrenaline, and that prepares us for the fight or flight by increasing our heart rate and energy availability. But this surge is meant to be short-lived. Prolonged stress keeps our bodies in this heightened state, and that leads to energy depletion and fatigue. We are literally lying there in our shredded clothes, utterly exhausted. Enter cortisol, our primary stress hormone. Professor Ben Bigman, you've heard me mention him. He's a renowned metabolic scientist and professor at the Brigham Young University. He produces lots of video lectures on and provided on YouTube, and he also wrote the fantastic book Why We Get Sick. Anyway, Professor Ben Bickman, he explains that cortisol is essential for survival. It helps regulate metabolism, it helps reduce inflammation, and it controls blood sugar levels. However, chronic stress keeps cortisol levels elevated, prompting the liver to produce glucose continuously, even when we haven't eaten it. Remember, I said because of the inflammatory processes that happen when I get IBS, I naturally follow a low FODMAP diet, which in itself is always low carbs. So, this constant glucose production can lead to elevated blood sugar, it can lead to increased fat storage, and ironically, it can lead to depleted energy levels. As Professor Bickman puts it, cortisol is meant to save your life in a crisis, but when your body thinks every night is a crisis, its physiological impact on the body can be dramatic. So, just like David Banner post-Hawk transformation, our bodies can feel utterly drained when constantly under stress. Recognising and managing stress is crucial to prevent this cycle of energy depletion. Beyond cortisol, poor sleep actually ramps up inflammation. Studies link sleep disturbances to high levels of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, otherwise known as CRP, and interleukin 6, again otherwise known as IL-6. This chronic inflammation can disrupt fluid balance and lead to water retention and bloating and that puffy feeling. And remember, I said my health issues began after my bout of COVID in September 2020. Well, interesting. IL-6 has been identified as a key player in the severe immune responses seen in COVID patients, where elevated levels contribute to what's known as a cytokine storm. This overreaction of the immune system led to serious complications with COVID patients, and that included a multi-organ failure, often leading to death. Now let's talk about melatonin, your body's very own sleep whisperer. Produced by the pineal gland in response to darkness, melatonin helps regulate our sleep-wake cycles, signaling to the body that it's time to wind down. But here's the kicker. Exposure to light, especially the blue light that's emitted by your screens, can suppress melatonin production. So if you're scrolling through your phone or binge watching shows late into the night, you might be telling your brain it's still daytime. No wonder sleep feels so elusive. To support your natural melatonin production, consider dimming those lights an hour before bed or even limiting your screen time. Creating a calming bedtime routine can also signal to your body that it's time to rest. Ladies, if you're navigating menopause or perimenopause, a good night's sleep might seem as likely as a lotto win. These hormone imbalances can cause night sweats and hot flashes, where you wake up either scorching hot or you're drenched in your sweat-soaked sheets. It might cause insomnia, which is difficulty falling or staying asleep. People may mention that you've got mood changes, but these could in fact be anxiety and depression that both cause and result from poor sleep. And conditions like obstructive sleep apnea, they become more common post-menopause. Although these symptoms are a normal part of the menopausal transition, they can significantly impact your quality of life. There's no need to suffer in silence. Speak to your pharmacist or your healthcare provider because addressing them is crucial for your general health and well-being. Gentlemen, you're not off the hook. Andropause, otherwise known as male menopause, involves a gradual testosterone decline, about 1% per year after the age of 30. This can lead to insomnia, increased tiredness, or feeling fatigued during the day despite receiving adequate sleep. It can cause nighttime awakenings, those frequent disruptions that seem to wake you during the night. And it can cause cognitive issues that appear as poor concentration, memory, or memory loss, or unable to complete certain tasks. These also may be a result of poor sleep quality. Lifestyle factors like stress and diet, or lack of exercise, or even alcohol, they can exacerbate these issues. But if sleep troubles persist, it's definitely worth you consulting a healthcare professional. Are you waking up to pee multiple times a night? You're not alone. Conditions like diabetes or enlarged prostate and sleep apnea, they often cause nocturia. Since starting my CPAP therapy, I've now noticed that two, 3 nights, there's been 3 nights where I've not woken up once to go to the bathroom. And I used to get up about at least 4 or 5 times in the night. Studies show that CPAP can reduce nocturia not only by improving sleep quality, but also by decreasing nighttime urine production. And if you want to help reduce the nighttime urine production yourself, you can help this by managing how much fluids you drink close to bedtime. If nocturia disrupts your sleep, if it continues to disrupt your sleep, discuss it with your healthcare provider because they can address any underlying conditions. Do you ever lie awake with your mind racing through tomorrow's to-do list or worrying about something you should have done and haven't? One great tip is to try keeping a notepad and pen by your bedside. Jotting down tasks or worries can offload that mental clutter. Research from the Baylor University found that writing a detailed to-do list before bed helps participants fall asleep faster than those who just journal their completed tasks. You know what? Waking up throughout the night, that might not actually be a problem for you. You might be one of those rare individuals who thrive on just 4, maybe 6 hours of sleep each night and have absolutely no negative effects. This trait is actually it's a genetic thing. It's known as familial natural short sleep, otherwise FNSS. And this is linked to a genetic mutation. These elite sleepers, they often have an enhanced memory, they have improved resilience, and even they have protection against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. But before you envy them, remember FNSS affects less than 1% of the population. For the rest of us, aiming for 7 to 9 hours of sleep remains the gold standard. So, how do we do that? Well, improving sleep quality often requires a multifaceted approach. So, here are some strategies that can help. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time daily, even on weekends. Create a restful environment. So keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Consider using blackout curtains, eye masks, or white noise machines, all to help you feel that your environment is controlled by you and you alone. Limit screen time before bed. We've already approached this before, but it's about avoiding the electronic devices at least an hour before sleeping because that blue light emitted can interfere with the melatonin production. Avoid stimulants. Now, I'm not gonna be Nanny Joe here. You can have what stimulants you want, but if you want to get a good night's sleep, try to reduce the amount of caffeine or alcohol or sugar that you have in the evening, especially an hour, 2 hours before you plan to go to sleep. Because of course these can disrupt your sleep patterns. Establish a bedtime routine. So maybe you do something like you engage in a relaxing activity like reading or taking a warm bath or gentle stretches before bed. Even meditation, you could do something like that. Some of those breathing exercises that you can do. A great example of one that used to work with me long before I realised I got sleep apnea, but one that used to work for me was if you emulate breathing as if you were asleep, before you know it, you do go to sleep. So if you breathe, if you go, you see, if you focus on that, sometimes that actually helps you just fall to sleep. Fake it before you make it. What was it the one? Consider magnesium supplementation. Magnesium plays a crucial role in sleep regulation by supporting neurotransmitters that calm that nervous system. Remember, calm is so important if you want to go to sleep. So supplements like magnesium glycinate or L-threonate are known to enhance sleep quality. You can get these from your chemist, from places like Holland and Barris, or even on Amazon delivery. Maybe incorporate aromatherapy. Essential oils can promote relaxation and improve sleep. For instance, I used to make this wonderful sleep mist, and there used to be something that it was made from lavender, clary sage, frankincense, bergamot, and sandalwood, and just a spritz of that on the pillow. It really got you feeling restful, and before you know it, you just wake up a little bit more refreshed. Anyway, I hope you found all of this interesting. If not, I hope you're glad I didn't sing and flap fans this time. You might have been bored, but at least it could use that as a great sleeping aid in itself. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. So sleep well, slim down, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Say bye, Miss Mary. Say bye. She isn't saying a word. She's a cat. Should know she's the star of the show.